flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You know, listen to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And shout out to all my HPIS, human plane in the flesh, human planes in existence, walking on earth. Now, this video for all my INFJs. Only a INFJ will understand this. You see what I'm saying? Based upon the mind, condensing in on the self, becoming our experiences, and these events, and our actions, and the people, places, and things that we draw in. So only a INFJ will understand this. Now, a regular human may look at this context in another area. So what do I mean? This is why an INFJ should be strong in their opinion, regardless of the outcome, without feeling ashamed and guilty about your opinion. You should not feel guilty and ashamed by your opinion. Now, here's the thing. See, a common human, and especially a person that's online, that's just trying to find themselves and be a part of something, and they come across an INFJ video, they're not going to have the experience to understand what we mean. And, you know, it takes an INFJ to even go down that line of reasoning and train of thought to be able to separate it, to compare and to contrast it. So it won't be no separation. Here's how a human will look at this. A regular human will look at this like, okay, what's wrong with sharing my opinion if I'm disagreeing with someone? I think that's right. I think I should go do this, that, and the third, or whatever, or vote or protest, however the case may be. Then you have the other side of the spectrum. Individuals would be like, well, I'd rather not express based upon whatever statistic thing that they're in, or religion or spiritual system or living condition and upbringing. They might be like, well, I'd rather not express my opinion if I got a strong one amongst family, friends, and associates and co-workers, because I just think sometimes it doesn't matter, and I don't want to ruffle the feathers or, you know, muddy the waters if we at the Thanksgiving table and stuff. So, you know, that individual as a regular human may look at it in that context. But see, when it comes into the INFJ, it's a little tricky, because we have a sense of perception that the average individual or the human may not be considering. So the INFJ is from the outside looking in third person. We're seeing both spectrums, and we can see the outcome of both sides of how a human will look at either side and make a decision based upon thinking that is right. We're not in a perspective of judging it for ourselves to know if it's right or wrong. We're in a perspective of judging it to see if it's even a characteristic that's worthwhile to even cling on to use as a trait in our next scenarios that may not even have anything to do with the current one. So in the INFJ mind, this is why it's a little bit more tricky, because we don't need validation from the external world to feel secure with our opinion. And we actually don't, we kind of be scared of validation because it kind of smother our space that we be in, because we got to absorb the energies of the world even when we ain't around nobody. So we know we caught an interaction and we receive some energy that we know we could think down the line that could cause some judgment towards us. We might spend more time on our alone time thinking about that than the actual concept that we really want to be free to think about, that we can have non-judgment and we could judge that from a point of its own without it making it a part of us. So that alone allows us to see one human on one side that say, then what's the problem with expressing my opinion? We can see where that can lead into negative scenarios, and we can see on another side where a person who don't express their opinions, we can see where that can lead to a negative side. And then we can actually connect with how a person came to the conclusion of how they made the right decision too. So we're looking at this, how this template mechanism itself, the opinion that could be indifferent than another, we're looking at how that mechanism play out in itself in all scenarios. So once we figure out, yeah, it worked well with this person based upon their life and their mind state, so I can see how they think is right because of the way they think, and based upon their upbringing or the way that they're acting, I can see why it works for them with the type of situations they manifest from their mind and what they attract in their life and what they have to act upon. And you can kind of see, even if a person didn't experience the negatives of it yet, you can know that they're getting ready to, and you can tell that they're going to be more depressed when they meet that first scenario of when they express their opinion. They was really in a situation where expressing their opinion became a problem. When they was having their cake and eat it too before that, or before they met the INFJ, expressing their opinion, thinking it was a right decision, and also always meeting the right outcomes when they did that. So a lot of times, the INFJ will chalk an individual up that's so rooted in some of these polarized energies as a person who probably didn't do a lot of self-evaluation with themselves yet, or didn't do a lot of shadow work, and then we dive in deep into that. We'll see how far this person is into that to develop their ego and validation, and then we kind of chalk that up if that's a person that's even going to wake up in this lifetime or not. So that'd be a person that's that even worth trying or even being around, whether they like us or not. So the INFJ is a little bit more tricky, and the average human will probably get into this little dialogue that I'm saying right now and turn the video. See what I'm saying? So you don't even have the experience in your own life from your own background being an INFJ, where we all have the same experiences, but we have different walks of life. That's our connection. That's why I say only a INFJ will understand. But this is also bringing us back to the point of this video. Why it's important for the INFJ to be strong in their opinions and don't be guilty and ashamed about it. You know what I'm saying? And be strong in your goddamn opinions. Because here's the thing. When the INFJ is in their own space, they so secure with their opinion, they don't need the gratification. So anytime we around family, friends, and associates, or a stranger that can future become someone we can connect to, we kind of be in a space where we want everything to be cool. Set the vibe, the vibration. We're angels, right? So here's the problem, where it could be a gift, angel, but become a curse, demon, because the human don't necessarily know what's going on, but we do, and we know that this could be an outcome. But being an INFJ that's lower octave, uninvolved, and you need more experience in your life to know that this is what's going on, and you can harness this power. Sometimes we don't understand what the human is taking when we're giving them something, right? So what do I mean by that? When we trying to set the vibe, a lot of times, right, we're in a situation where when we're around others, we become opinionless because we're trying to observe how to match somebody's vibe, because we've been in our own world so long, we're ready to share it. And that's the only thing that's in our mind. In another person's mind, they're getting attention. Now, here's where it's a gift at first, right? Because this how we all, and it turns into a curse, because this how we always manifest narcissists, bullies that think they bullies and stuff, people who got the wrong idea, people who drink our energy. You know what I'm saying? And this is how we get popular and get attracted and not want it. But the difference of how we express ourselves is why. So we got to be careful who we give our power to that God gave us. Now, we could be around an individual, right? And it could be a certain context as the INFJ, where we become opinionless and we let a person express themselves. Now, based on what we already do, sometimes it slide out in these scenarios unwarranted because we already trained subconsciously of not caring about other people's opinions. So we might be doing something that we don't even observe the average individual who need validation to look at as weird. You might wear your shoestrings a certain way, your hair a certain way, you say something, express a certain way, just the way your mind works. It's certain areas that even if you cover it up, trying to match the vibe. As an INFJ, there's some things you can't hide because you bring from your own true nature in your household. And then when you walk outside, there's just some things that you got on you that's feel comfortable to you that's automatically going to be different than others of how they do things and how they wear their backpack and stuff. So also, you got to be aware of that, INFJ, when you start going through experiences and you just now learning. Now look, when you in this situation, right, you end up showing someone something that they may not even be interested in that, or they may have little interest in that, but for the most part, it's something brand new. So all spirits get excited, whatever it is. So you is a walking version of something brand new. So whatever you're doing, you might have a person around you. Let's say you're an INFJ and you draw, paint, or you make music. The person around you can't help it. They're going to start doing it, right? But here's the thing. When the INFJ is opinionless, the person around you might start trying to paint too, but like do it lightly. Or they might start trying to sing or make the beat, or they might try to rap too, but do it like under their breath, mumbling. Now here's the thing, when the INFJ opinionless, we give them something. We be like, hey, speak a little louder, because this is what we do already with ourselves. We don't need nobody to tell us that when we're around people. And this is how we draw people sometimes unaware when we know that. So, because we know when we got a talent, we done built up on that on our own already. So we don't care if a person like it or not. We actually use the dislike for our advantage. So in our mind, we so rooted in that we don't know that other people don't have that, and that's a light that they see in us that they don't have. And when a human is seeing things that we all can see inside of us that the other don't have, they don't know that's exactly what's going on, but they just know they being fulfilled in something that they lack, and they don't know that they even lack something in their life. So they just looking at this like, oh, I could get attention for this, or I'm getting fulfilled with something, seeing something that I ain't never seen before. Esoteric juicy fruit. Let me see if I can do this. And then you probably already getting certain amount of attention, so a person automatically be searching for that without knowing it. So they be just searching for anything on their own time. The INFJ come in their life, you're a walking template or an example of how they probably could manifest or materialize without saying it. So it'll just be them playing out energies in the future. You start to feel smothered and have to reach that door slamming energy and tell them that you necessarily don't agree or we're not the same individuals. And they actually slowing you down. Now here's the thing, right? When it comes into the individual, when you are opinionless, right? You allow them to start speaking up when they're trying to kind of mimic you or just do what they think they already could do, even if y'all not in the same thing. The INFJ still allow a person to feel a little free and stuff like that. So what happens is this person starts speaking up with their voice and singing and stuff because of the INFJ, right? Or they start painting a little more when it was mumbling because the INFJ looking at it like, look at this person. This person has an insecurity where, you know, they must not be getting away with certain things around the people that they around when I ain't around. So that's how but the INFJ have to come to that conclusion, but we start to realize, okay, that's what's going on. But to the person, that is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, and I think they know it a lot of times if they the narc. Because what is going on is they probably around people who probably would have told them to shut up the moment they would open their mouth, or the moment they would have start painting, they probably around people. So it's already a comfort zone of how their relationship is based. So a person already have built security system to know not to express certain ways or to mumble and stuff like that when they want to express their talent, when they're around these individuals. And they did it in such a way, humans accept each other bullshit. That's why INFJs can't connect. It'd be that kind of thing. Because this is what we be seeing. Especially if you're the INFJ, you don't understand that. What you actually be seeing is people accepting each other bullshit. And the only way they know each other is based upon validity amongst each other. And titles and stuff. So you can see how the relationship you're trying to have that's open and genuine and deep, you can see that it can't be had. Because the way people even have relationships is boundaries are set already. But we look at these boundaries, how they do it, unhealthy. But the way we see how these people maintain their relationships, just take advantage of it, but they're able to still have these type of relationships and stuff. We start to look at it like, well, damn, if this the only way we can relate, I'd rather not play this role because I'm too aware of it, right? Now, look. So what's going on is the INFJ allow an individual to get away with things that average individuals in that person's personal life don't allow them to get away with, nor do the INFJ look at this like it's a negative thing at the time that the INFJ is making this person speak up. If you're trying to sing or rap, I can't hear you. Ooh, that sound good. Now, that drawing good. Yeah, and it looked like mine's a little bit. Now, in our mind, we just giving them grace because we know this is how you supposed to feel because we already get attention and stuff. And we try to run from it because it get taken advantage of. We like to be used, not misused. But we know what it takes if you want to be heard or seen. So it doesn't bother us as much. That'd be another strength we give them. Oh, I can actually start expressing this around people who don't think I could do this. So it start off as good because we get to set the vibe and we get to have this person not feel down how we kind of make up in our mind that they probably feel down around others, that we probably over exaggerate because that human know how to think for themselves. And since they already not aware, they already not the INFJ, they already built security systems around their insecurity so they can still be around these people that would tell them to shut up every time they open their mouth. That's the way their relationship is. That's how this person know who they is, to know that they can't really sing or rap or draw. Based upon, that's how they mind is. You have to understand that's the INFJ. People don't think like us. Now look, so you can't be thinking this person think like you, because when you start to feel like that, what was once positive, making this person happy, about to start turning negative, you feel drained. Here's why. By the INFJ being opinionless at the first start of the relationship or the connection or the networking or the business or the concept of the family, friend, and associate, we make the person feel like they actually can do that. Now, we like that. That's how it's good at first. This is how it becomes bad. The person only is able to be that thing around us. And we are able to be aware when they need us around them so they can feel like that around others that didn't allow them to get away with that before they met us as the INFJ. See what I'm saying? Now, here's where they think that whatever that they do in their own mind, they think the people who didn't give them that validation was wrong. Because when the INFJ gave them the validation, they look at the accumulations and manifestations and materializing the INFJ already got, and they like, well, damn, if the INFJ, look at this unique person, and look at the attention they get and harness and garner. So if they like my stuff, then it must be something the people I'm around not seeing. So here's where they build up a deep connection with us on their own. They build a deep connection with the INFJ on their own and be like, okay, this person understands me in a way no one does. So they start to feel like they can express themselves in that characteristic or that creative gift freely and in the right place when they're around the INFJ. Now, here's where the INFJ get ready to reach a door slamming, because the opinionless energy that started as good to butter them up and boost their ego became negative because they only could be that around us, and they need us to prove that to others. And if we around others, we can see how this person put us in a situation where the people we around that they brought us around can automatically look at this like an inside joke. And we already know that we're trying to always create vibes, and we don't got no side, especially if it's opinion that we disagree with, but we was opinionless, and we know the expression and the character that you even created as an event to add us in. You was thinking that it was going to work in your favor based on what we boost you up on. Truly inside of us is it something that we totally disagree with. In my mind, as the INFJ, you can't sing, you can't rap, you can't draw. Even if you can't do it better than me. So I'm not even going to allow you to use me to even do it in any kind of way. So, because it's a shortcut still if you need me, because I work hard. So that's what it's in the INJ mind. But here's the thing. We start to see the human use it for other purposes other than the talent itself. So we look at it like, not only is they about to use us to prove it to others that we don't even care about that ego, argumentative, over title energy to look authority. Not only that, we also don't look at this individual like that and things of that nature, right? And then on top of that, we start to look at it like the individual is not even using it for the purpose itself. They're using it to get praise. So the energy itself is not even going to go the farthest the length that it needs to. So we can't give that human that. And the moment we switch up, and then they put us in a situation where we have to give our own opinion, it may come a little strong just because we're not dealing with our own feelings. And sometimes it come out. We're frustrated. And that frustration is misguided. It could have came out of working too hard at a day or having to deal with bills. It came out at a time of where we stay at in that IN. So we frustrated, we have to deal or put work to something that we didn't want to express in the first place. So that energy come out with the truth. Us being frustrated and the truth. The truth could have just came out by itself. That's what the INFJ need to understand too. But we could have prevented the whole situation from becoming negative, from this person draining us to only be that around us, because here was the force template. The thing that they're using us to actually prove to the people that they're around that we're getting ready to take from us is our creative thing too. They wouldn't even been interested in that thing if it wasn't for us. Most of the time, more than often. So for the most part, and then less times than often, we just boost someone up what they already felt insecure about. And sometimes they need us to be the sidekick in their life too. Even if we're not into that, we still have to let them know. So this is why it's important for the INFJ to don't be opinionless in those situations that we're giving each person grace. Because that's the power we have. And each situation is situational. And you go through that self-evaluation so you can expand as a spirit to be more spiritually inclined to understand what person, which, what, and why, when, and where, and how, so you can know what person deserve it, what person shouldn't. So you can save the outcome of just being in that guilty energy of giving your opinion because it's so strong and things of that nature. Where other people are weak. They don't even have an opinion. And that's why they're coming up with conclusions of not wanting to express their opinion. We're very strong and we know we're not going to change our convictions. So we have a problem with, giving people the hardcore truth because of all the other attributes that manifest from just being in that mental template. It manifests into the things, even if we participate in the world doing things that everybody else like to do, like business and jobs and sports. We do it in such a unique way. But that unique way come from the space we in, developing that mind state. And that's what individuals don't understand, and we don't need people impeding. They just see the finished product. They don't actually see how we built up the finished product. And that goes through a whole bunch of opposings of the product itself. So when they catch the finished product, they may be observing a lot of things that they think we agree with, that we're just using as a template to survive in that scenario that every human is in, just need validation. And that ain't for you to give. You know what I'm saying? It's for you to stand strong on your opinion without feeling guilty about it. And I love y'all, all y'all INFJs from the bottom of my heart.